Oh, welcome to Atlanta Tarot Gemini. This is take 2. So as you can see, this is the Capricorn season. So I already started your reading and did your shuffling before, but then somehow I had to delete. My camera was overloaded. So energy around your situation for the Capricorn season being 19th of December through till 19th of January. We got the energy around was the energy of the marathon runner, 9 of Wands. So for you, those of you, one special person I know does run marathons, and she knows what it's like to get to that 41k and just think, oh, I'll get myself to 42 and I'll finish, I'll pass that, I'll cross that line come hell or high water. This is sort of a metaphor for the 9 of Wands. So there you go, Sonia. So it's all about, you know, big year. You've had a big year. You've put in a mighty effort as usual, Gemini. So you will get over that line. You will get everything on that Christmas table. You will be out to celebrate on New Year's Eve, despite the fact that you feel like you haven't got anything left in the tank. You have. Okay, so that's the energy around. Where you are right now, take 2 is 6 of Cups. So lots of nostalgia, lots of reunions, meeting friends, family, everyone getting together for the Christmas season, New Year's season. Lots of faces from the past. Some welcome, some probably not so welcome, but you know, that's how it is. But let's just have a good time with that 6 of Cups. So people, all sorts of people crossing your path again from the past. A lot of nostalgia, which always comes up at Christmas, doesn't it? Because we kind of, that's the only time of the year for us as people in Christian countries. This is what we do. This is our time of, you know, it's our big religious holiday. Crossing that or influencing that we have the Fool. So you've already got the new adventures for 2020 lined up. You know what you're doing. Typical Gemini, they're always at the front of the pack. They've already, that motor's been running. They know exactly what's going to be happening next year. New beginnings, new adventures. It's a really great card. It comes with risk, as we know. But everything comes with risk, doesn't it? So you're ready to leap out of that plane or leap off that cliff and see how where you land. Where will you land? It's interesting. It's amazing, actually, for you guys especially. Let's see the background of the situation. So the last couple of months, so this energy is still around you. 10 of Cups. So emotional once again. The family card, the happy family card. Yeah, well, it'd be nice to say happy families, but not every family is happy. But we all do try and put on a really good show at this time of year, don't we? We try and overlook a few people's inappropriateness or whatever in the family, using humour. And you Geminis too are the most fun, humorous people as well, always managing to keep the banter going and keep everything light and bright, despite the fact that there'll be a few people sitting there being a bit negative. But that's, look, we need all sorts in this world. But so that's that really nice emotional feeling too. And perhaps anticipating coming into the Christmas season. Oh, here we go again. But, you know, family reunions, family people, it's all good, Gemini. Recent influences, and we have the 4 of Wands, so funnily enough, the happy home card. But it's also a card of great consolidation and where you're going in terms of your progress. So you're at a 4. You've got to get to the 10, Gemini. So this is like walking through, you've got to get, you're about to walk through those, that it's almost like a beautiful sort of gateway, isn't it? Lots of promise, consolidating, moving ahead, things going really well. So keep going. It's an excellent card to have. It's just 4s are always very good at sort of consolidating things. They're all coming together. And like I said, it's the home card, so it's very appropriate for this time of year. What lesson you'll be learning in the season of the Capricorns is, yes, Two of Coins. Balancing, juggling, keeping everything going. This is you. There's always a couple of things on the go with Gemini. There's twos, and you are the twins, so there's always like two heads on one, and you're just always keeping everything. You're trying to keep everything. At least you do manage to keep it everything in the air and going and juggling and moving. New things coming in as well, looking at that for the new year. You've always got something coming up. There's always another thing, Gemini. You're very, very, very creative, sort of interesting, inspirational people. So there you go, things going really well, you know, juggling. But yeah, next year things are going to branch off. There'll be other possibilities with work and that sort of thing for you. So just know that that's a nice way to sort of look at the situation already. Near future we have the Ace of Swords, so clarity after a difficult time. Yeah, that's probably the difficult time. It has been a big year for a lot of people. Planetary wise, there's been all sorts of eclipses and, you know, people feeling really sort of out of sorts in terms of the energy that they feel, and that you know, their communications and things with other people sometimes have been really difficult this year. I've noticed with a lot of my clients, other tarot clients that I have, it's been difficult, that people have been struggling. But this is a card for you to say, you know, you've got clarity. You've seen, you know, it's sort of an easier patch now. So, you know, just know that you sort of got through it. So it's good. Clarity is the most important aspect of this card too, Gemini. What's happening that you're not realising? Yeah, things in the air. Page of Swords. Yeah, things are sort of in the air. So if you kind of, and this is what you're not realising. So you have got clarity here. But then sort of tucked away down here in what you're not realising, we've got this sort of Page of Swords is like gossip. He's a chatterbox. It's almost two things that you've got in your mind, which Gemini for you is you've always got things on your mind. Your mind's flat out. But these ideas haven't actually been brought into sort of reality, or they haven't been earthed yet. But as we saw here with the Two of Coins, this is the earthing. So you will get that project earthed. You will get that started. So don't worry so much about that yet. Just sort of, yeah, it's still an idea. But I'm getting sort of coming into, once we've finished the bit of the holidays, you can start, or over the holidays, you can start thinking about how to get it earthed and how to get it happening. It's like sowing seeds, isn't it? But at the moment, it's just in your head. Yeah, lots of chitter-chatter going on, people talking about you, but they always talk about you, Gemini, and as long as they're talking about you. Not to worry so much about that, I don't think you mind anyway. How others see you? Yeah, Knight of Swords. Exactly, this is your card too, the Gemini twins. Yeah, expect the unexpected with the Geminis. People never really know what you're going to come up with. They never really know what you're going to be doing next. You're here one minute, you're over there the next. You're very sort of, very, very nimble type of people. Yeah, and then you'll come in with something and blow everyone's minds, and then, oh, I've got to go over here. You're always on the move. Very youthful energy too with Gemini, always. The women, particularly for me, are the more they are like that. The guys that it tend to be, they struggle a bit with decisions and things, where the women are always just like, yeah, we'll do both. We'll do this, we'll do that. So very sort of nimble, flighty, busy energy is the Knight of Swords, but you never really know what to expect. I think that's quite mysterious, actually, Gemini. I'm a Sagittarian, so I really attract towards the Gemini because they're my opposite, polar opposite sign. Okay, positive feelings. We have the mentor of the King of Coins. So he may be somebody that you can go and say, what do you think? You can bounce ideas off. He's a bit like your mentor. He's stable, he's kind, he's been there, he's very dynamic. And he's not afraid to help others. He's a wonderful, big-hearted soul, the King of Coins. Very earthed once again. He could be a person of interest for you, romantically or otherwise. He could even be your dad. You know, we often go to our dads for advice. Even if they're in spirit, we know exactly what Dad would say if we were in. What do you think, Dad? And he'd tell you, you know what he'd say. It'd be very short, it'd be very concise, but it'd be right because he experience. So here's your positive feeling, Gemini. So don't forget to use him, whoever he is to you, dad, mentor, boss, anybody that you really trust, because he's got lots of wisdom. The outcome, wow, Ace of Wands, fantastic. Energy, boundless energy, boundless. So even though we started the reading with, you know, you being a bit like the marathon runner at 41 Ks, completely your tank's filled up by the time we come into Aquarius season, about the 19th of January. You've got energy to burn off. Lots of new cycles beginning, lots of optimism, lots of progress, things going really well. So I'm guessing too, those of you with holiday time down here in the Southern Hemisphere, the children go back to school after their summer break. So we're just before that, and there you are with lots of energy to burn. Excuse me, Gemini, I've just got one of those little summer colds. Okay, let's put a clarifying card on. Let's put it on this little pesty, naughty Page of Swords. What's up in the air? Just to give you a heads up on what's underneath the surface of that one. Yeah, Two of Swords again. So this is like making a decision to make about something. So, you know, it's still in your mind and you're tossing up, will I do it, won't I do it? Will I, one day yes, next day no. Just wait for a bit with that one. I don't think you have to make it straight away. And certainly don't, you know, just try and push yourself or focus on something else for a bit and come back to it later. Because it's not a major life-changing situation or decision there, Gemini. It's just you're not quite sure yet. Maybe you have to ask him. You know, seek some wise counsel. Now let's just see your clarification card for the season. Peace, compassion, forgiveness. These are the real ultimate sources of power. The peace, for peace and success of life. There you go. And it is the season of peace for Christmas for us. So there you go. It's really nice. Just seek peace. Don't worry about too much. Things will all work out how they're meant to work out. But just relax and know that you've done a really good job this year. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Talk to you next year, Gemini. Bye-bye.